Yeah. Hey, I'm Alejandro.
And I'm Charlie.
Okay. So, it feels weird at first.
Yeah.
It feels weird. We're going to be discussing chapter 121 of Attack on Titan. So,
It is 121, yeah.
incredible spoilers ahead. And the fact that we're starting so late, basically when we're in the air quotes end times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, it's the last. I mean, just the way it looks, it's going to be ending relatively quick.
Yeah. Oh, didn't he say he's going to end it soon?
Yes and no.
But hasn't he said that like many times before?
Yeah. No. So, it could be another 3 years, but we won't know until it's over, probably.
Until it's actually over.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, when we last left them, Zeke and Aaron, they were like in that dream state.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just kind of... At the start, we know it's Grisha's memories, right?
Well, I mean, as far as we know, yeah, it's Grisha's memories. I mean, but even then, it could be, a little bit of truth with a lie, like 90% truth, 10% lie.
Oh, right, because one of us, I think it was me that had the theory that, like, or we both did, that Aaron is creating these memories.
He's actually the one in control of everything. And it seems that way, and it doesn't, because that entire time it would seem that like Zeke's the one, being propagandized, and then we come out of that state, and Aaron's the one in chains.
Right. Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I'm like, so that's going to put that theory to rest just a little bit, just because, like, at the end we clearly see Aaron is not in control. But I mean, backing up to the beginning of the chapter, it's just all like really sad shit. Of like,
yeah,
looking, just kind of going through, and like Zeke
Aaron's
is
whole life.
Yeah, Zeke's looking at at Grisha like, I hate this guy. Like, this guy sucks. Which Zeke was the one who ratted him out, right?
Yeah.
Back in Marley, yeah. So like, he caused this?
Yes, and he says in the chapter that it's his dad's fault,
right?
And that it's kind of ironic that it led them to this. But if anything, it's still on Zeke, for being the one to truly rat them out.
That's true. Actually, yeah. Like in the very, like, if you trace back to the first domino, it is Zeke.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's a fucking snitch. Like,
yeah.
like. But that's why it's like, I guess he kind of has maybe it's more like he's jealous of Aaron, that he got an actual childhood with his father.
He's definitely jealous of that, at the very least.
Because the attack doesn't happen until Aaron's like 16 or something.
No, he's young. He's probably about like 12 or 13.
Really? Because
they're 15, 16 when they get into the military.
What military? What?
The cadets.
The scouts?
Scouts, yeah. Well, when they go into the cadet corps, they're like 15.
Okay, so, wait, all right. Well, so the attack happened when he was 12.
12, 13, yeah. And then it goes a couple years. It there's a time skip.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right.
You see, because that's when, like, they sent out, like, 200,000 people to try and fight the Titans that were refugees from Walmaria.
Mm-hmm.
They sent them out to fight, and I mean, they just all died, except for, like, 10%.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And that was the whole thing. And then the people came in, and like we saw like severed heads and hands, and they're like, "Where's my son?"
And Armin's grandfather was there.
Yeah. And doesn't like some lady, like, she was like, "Where's my son?" Or does my son come back? And he like gets handed an arm or something like that.
That was right before. That was like right before the attack.
Oh, the initial attack.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Because it was like, oh, it's so dangerous out there. Right. So yeah, so to 12, because that's when Grisha disappears.
Yes.
And, well, people die.
Yes.
like he's upset. Like he got 12 years of like a good dad when he got. I mean, he got a dad, but it was a dad who was like in cahoots.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it was pretty much a dad, trying to fight the government. How much of a real childhood can you have, if you're living under that?
Yeah. I just pick out whatever. Let's not try to make it beautiful.
He had a dad,
but in a war torn.
Yeah, okay, and a war torn, not even a war torn, like an underground type of way.
Yeah, just like, Dad, I want to go play outside. You can't. But they were also basically in a ghetto.
Yeah,
for Eldians. So.
Yeah. Oh man, I've never really thought about that.
Yeah, he was.
Like they're just straight up. Yeah.
They had to wear armbands and sound familiar.
Yeah, like I get that, but like I've never really pictured him just like in the ghetto. Like, I mean, they're just all there. Like every Eldian outside of the island.
Yep. And if you try leaving, you get attacked.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, of course, it's not the exact same, and it's more of like a whole. Yeah, I mean, they were basically treated like that.
Yeah,
like it's
really fucked up.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course. So
no, I always compared it to like. Can you say Nazis?
Yeah,
I mean, is that like a thing?
Yeah.
So
what, the Marlians were Nazis?
I mean, pretty much, yeah. I mean, but like, yeah. I mean, they're very not Nazi-esque. I'd say.
In the thought of like superiority.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. It's more. It's not really like we're better than you. I mean, they do see them as trash.
If anything, it's like they're
hate.
Scared of them.
Yes,
they're so scared of them that they have to like keep them locked away,
corralled.
Yeah. And it's kind of ironic. They're so scared of them that they hate them, but yet like they use them as like weapons.
Right, because they understand they are weapons.
Yeah.
They can be used as weapons.
Yeah. I mean, they're just. For all intents and purposes, like everyday people like us would probably agree with, the moral foundation of, the restorationists, the group Grisha was a part of, like being free.
Oh, right.
Like,
I was confusing it with Zeke's thing. I'm like, what?
No. I wouldn't call him a restorator. I meant the Eldian restoration.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Basically, like, we just want, like, we're people. We just want to be people.
Yes.
Like, just be treated like people.
And so it's hard to see those people as like anything more than like innocent, They're
because it's
caught in a shitty situation.
And anytime they try doing something, a Marlian would be like, "Oh, you know what your ancestors did." It's like, right, but like, why am I getting? I didn't do that. So it's just it's a prolonged hate in people for. Did we ever get like a full story of like what's the truth? Like, from the original king, like the Eldians helped in the wars, but then the king was like, so he bounced the island.
He left to the island.
They left willingly. They were like, we're just gonna go.
Yes.
Because apparently we're a problem. Yeah. So, all that being said, Zeke grew up in like a really not great time.
No.
And this is a clear example of how like. Yeah. And, damn, I forgot the guy's name who basically took him under his wing with a baseball.
Oh, I don't.
You know what I'm talking about?
We've barely seen. I don't.
True.
I don't remember his name either.
Well, that guy who put this idea in Zeke's head of Eldians shouldn't reproduce anymore.
Yeah.
And it was like this one guy this guy acted as a father figure, like play catch with him and talk to him and actually listen to him. So he latched onto that ideology.
Hard.
Very hard.
Hard.
But no, as we going through the chapter, we're just going through basically, we've already seen this before, but it's Zeke giving a commentary of like how, you see what I mean? Like he never really cared, and I guess trying to put doubt into Aaron's mind about his dad, and like that his dad wasn't a good person. Which I think he was.
I firmly agree.
Yeah.
I mean, he was definitely a good person. And, I mean, you see that even in this chapter when he doesn't want to just slaughter the Reese family.
Yeah,
You
later
know?
in the chapter, yeah, he's
Like he stabs himself and then doesn't turn into a Titan.
yeah.
Like that shows he didn't have the cause. Like he had everything he needed, but like a real
Yeah.
a
Like,
real task.
it was like a thing. Like here he says, "Please, you must kill all the Titans attacking the walls at once." Like he was like, "You need to do it," or like,
I mean, he could tell the Titans just to stop. Like
right, that the
like,
girl with the founder, because she
yeah.
is royal, so she has
exactly.
of the coordinates. She has full control.
She could have just stopped all the Titans right then and there. And
they
I mean,
didn't.
it wouldn't have. I imagine that'd be like like a flick of the wrist,
Yeah.
Like that's like a small portion of what they're capable of, but.
But then this also, so that being said, she says, "We must not run from our sins. For us, the subjects of Ymir, judgment day has come." I'm like, does she agree that they made mistakes and like that they need to go down?
I don't think she does, because when he asks if she thinks that they deserve to die without knowing why, she says no. But then
True.
also, I think not, because when he asks her to do that, she goes from looking like herself to having like these really like low
Sunken eyes.
eye. Like they don't look the same as they were.
A few boxes.
Exactly.
Panels.
Like they change quite dramatically.
Yeah.
So I don't think that. I think if she had her choice, she would stop the Titans right away.
True. Oh, because she is a royal, and they have with the king's thing.
The king's will.
Yeah, the king's will. So that's what you think? She was kind of like,
Yes.
if it was up to her, she would have been like, yeah, no, I'll stop the Titans.
Yeah, but I mean, you can see as soon as he says that,
That's a really good
she
point.
wants to be like yes, but then she's like no, like you can't.
There's even like a few, I don't know how you describe that, like multiple panels of like she looks alert and she's like very aware. Yeah, you're on the page, and then she turns somber.
Very, very much so.
I missed that completely. I read it twice. Damn, that's a good point.
She doesn't look herself.
No,
she does in the following
afterwards.
shot. She looks back to herself, but there's still like a change in like thought.
Total not
demeanor. I mean,
demeanor changes once
her
and then back.
face looks different and everything.
But I think those thoughts are still there.
Also,
like,
just a fun thing I noticed while I was reading just a few minutes ago, Frida bites her hand just like Eren does.
Where is that?
It is when they're about to turn it into Titans. Towards the end.
Oh yeah, she's going for her hand.
She's biting her hand just like Eren does.
But he did that before he got the founding Titan.
He had the founding Titan from the get go because Grisha has it.
You're right.
Now, yeah,
because Grisha eats and then
Yep.
it's so convoluted. But yeah, you're right. Oh, so you think that like even how he activates his Titan
is okay
influenced?
This just came to me right now. Like, what if all of this is like how Frida really wanted to act when she had the founding Titan? Like her memories are coming through Eren. Like like she's, I don't want to say like a living incarnation, but like a very, like her memories are very vivid.
Inceptioning in a way.
Kind of, yeah.
Eren's thoughts.
And like she's really the one kind of pulling the strings, because you can even after Eren sees the memories for the first time, there's even like a change in his appearance.
True. For it's being like, oh, I kind of woke up.
Yeah. And that's funny you say, because even in the mirror, he's like, in that shot where he's having one of her memories, he looks
like she does.
She looks, like exactly.
Sunken, like with the sunken eyes. That like he's not himself.
Yeah,
which is a big theory that's been going around. Is that Aaron is not Aaron.
I've seen that with Aaron's not Aaron, and Armin isn't like completely Armin, and it's kind of like
That he's Bertold.
yeah, it's kind of like his memories are like diluted, you know. Like if you had your life and my life combined, like memory wise, how would you be able to tell like what's the difference?
It's like trying to remembering a memory.
Yeah,
it kind of alters it, and you're like, do I remember that, or do I remember remembering that I remembered that? And it's like, yeah.
I mean, could you just imagine having multiple people's memories, like,
and you don't know it, and you can't, like, there's no filing system.
No, I mean exactly. Like, how do you accept that other than like having any memory that you remember? Just you have to kind of just take it, and it's a part of you now. Like you can't really unremember it, you know.
And it's kind of like it inceptions you in a way. It's like, did you have a
memory within a memory?
Yeah. No, I meant more of like the. Let's say it's Frida's idea, but it's in Aaron's head. So Aaron's like,
true.
I think we should do this. Yeah. And like he can't differentiate, or he doesn't even know that it's not his thought memory, because it's coming from his brain.
That's true. You know, now that we know allegedly that the Attack of Titan can,
which is very
foresee
Ex Machina, just so happens he gets the Attack Titan. But anyway, I digress.
Like why was Aaron crying in the very first episode of Attack on Titan? He's laying out in the field, just taking a nap, and he starts crying. Do you think that's something to do with what's gonna happen later on?
Of the entire show?
Yeah, I mean that's like the very first.
He didn't have
opening scene.
He did already have the.
No, Titan. He didn't have the Titan then.
No, because it hadn't attacked yet.
No, exactly. Do you think any of this has to do with him
crying in the beginning?
Yeah, and also it seemed like he's having some kind of like vision of the future.
But how would he didn't have the Titans?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Do you think any of that like pertains to that first episode? Do you think maybe we'll see Zeke and Aaron visit Aaron,
young Aaron,
on that day?
Maybe because Grisha. But then again, Grisha had the Attack Titan.
He did have the Attack Titan,
so he could. I mean,
could Grisha see Zeke and Aaron because he was remembering it?
Yes,
from Aaron.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was its whole thing. It's like the Attack Titan. It cannot. It can't like scry into the future. It can't crystal ball it. But he remembers his future
memories,
holders or wielders. I don't know what you call it. Yeah. So he's remembering Aaron, remembering him. So that's why, like, even in, I think it's much later, but like. Grisha even hugs Zeke.
Yeah.
Which would be like an ethereal Zeke. Because he's not physically there. He didn't hug him. But he hugged where he would be.
Yeah.
Or where he was. It's time travel. As soon as you throw time travel in the mix.
Is it true time travel though? Like
true. No, it's a time look.
Yeah, almost like they're almost like a Christmas story type.
True. Yeah. It's like we're gonna show you a little bit of the future.
Yeah. I mean, and that just that reminds me of like the place that they're in is like apparently devoid of time.
Right.
So
time is all one.
Exactly. Could you not just step into another time if time is nothing there?
And the other day you called it the coordinate zone.
The coordinate, yeah.
Well, that's just like not an official name, but that's.
Yeah, or I've heard it called something like the coordinate zone, or damn, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. The planes. I think I read it.
Planes.
Yeah, planes. No, the paths.
The paths.
The paths.
Yeah, so the connecting paths.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I like the paths, honestly.
Paths sounds
got
nice.
A lot of like branching out, like lightning looking stuff. It's really cool.
Well, that's a good way to. I mean, that's a good way to put it. Like, I'm a little fuzzy on how they even got there because Eren gets his head shot clean off, and then he just kind of wakes up there.
Zeke caught his head.
Right. So the founding touched royal blood.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So
that's right.
He woke up there.
And you do have some brain activity when you're alive.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get your head
even after
decapitated.
you get your head, I guess blown off. She shot right through that dude's head.
Oh yeah, dude.
But Zeke caught his head, and then this.
And because it's devoid of time.
It's funny because this is happening. We're watching this, but in the real world, there's still like Titans.
Zeke is like
Titans
falling.
just got made by Zeke when he roared.
That's right. Yeah.
Gabby's got a gun.
Right. Fucking
Probably
Gabby.
shooting Eren and Zeke as we speak. Mikasa and Armin are fighting the Cart Titan. I mean, there's a whole war going on. And then this.
This
is also going.
Again, it's in the and brain activity is apparently when you get your head cut off is like a few seconds.
Yeah.
So, but like you said, this place they're in is devoid of time.
Devoid of time.
So they could be in there for the rest of eternity.
Exactly.
As far as they know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm just. This is
speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is all. I
mean, it makes sense.
Real good stuff, though. Honestly.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
dude.
I'm ready to see what happens with like everybody else too.
Right.
Yeah.
So, going a little bit more, which I just realized looking at this, Grisha, as we know, Grisha didn't want to eat them. Like, he didn't want to kill a whole family. But Aaron's the guy who, got in his ear and was like, he's like, fucking, you gotta do it.
You gotta kill this family.
And then after that conversation is when, as what we've seen before, he gets the knife and he stabs his hand.
And kills everybody but Rod.
Yeah. And then he kind of does it and he's like, he almost feels like he did a good thing. Like, he says later, I left one alive, see? I killed the Reese family. Everyone except the father. Yeah. And, he's saying, are you happy with this? And he's talking to Eren, at this point, Grisha's full-on conversation with Eren and Zeke, I suppose.
I like in that panel, or in that couple panels, the way Eren is just standing in the back, looking menacing as fuck.
Yeah.
A lot of the shots of Eren in this
for a while
is is just terrifying. If somebody was looking at me like that, they're gonna murder you. If somebody looks at you like that, just run.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's there's a lunatic just staring you down, man.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
It is, and that's why I don't want Eren to. It's kind of like fucking Tokyo Ghoul. Season 2 he becomes a bad guy. I don't want Eren to become a bad guy.
I don't think it's ever gonna it's not ever gonna be as simple as
he's bad or he's good.
Yeah. It's all gray. This is just a whole world of gray.
Because Eren wants freedom for the people.
Yeah.
For his people, which you cannot be mad at somebody for wanting freedom.
No, not at all.
But it's kind of it's chaotic good, for the greater good.
Yeah.
It's is it though? Is it because he wants to do the awakening of or what do they call it? The
rumbling.
The rumbling.
The rumbling.
Which is going to basically kill everybody.
Kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of, how do you deal with,
hundreds of
colossal titans?
You don't.
Nah.
You just,
nah.
How did they kill Bertolt? I forgot. He blew himself up, and they kind of took advantage of that.
No, it was a surprise attack. Armin got burnt. That's when Armin got burnt. He was being like a decoy, pretty much, sacrificing himself. And then Eren came up from behind and cut Bertolt up while he wasn't paying attention.
Right, and then Bertolt, as in a reactionary thing, just eventually ended up limbless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and then fucking Armin ate him. Oh my god!
You cannot kill a colossal in colossal form.
if if that wasn't a person in there, like who could control the Titan, I mean, Armin would have been dead right away.
True.
Because I mean, he wouldn't have sat there and like just burned made the skin steam up like Bertold did.
And all these colossals in the walls are the person. There isn't a pilot.
As far as we know, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't just cut out the pilot.
Exactly. I mean, you can kill the Titan, but it's still going to be...
But killing a colossal is really hard.
I mean, a lot of the armies for other countries aren't prepared to fight Titans quite like, the cadets, the Corps are on Paradise.
Right, because I mean they've been doing it since they were little.
So, yeah, I mean that's all they've known.
So it's kind of like I agree with you, Aaron, but I don't agree with how you're going about it.
Yeah, and I mean Zeke's a little harder to rationalize.
Yeah,
I get it. Like it's better to have not existed at all, than exist like a meaningless or like a very sad existence.
Right.
But like it's always better to have choice than no choice at all.
Exactly. He's removing choice, and that's when it becomes immoral.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things Aaron could not have done about the plan.
Because again, that's going against my freedom.
Exactly. Like he's had a whole thing about being born into this world,
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna take away like the birthrights of his entire people.
Yeah, that kind of changes up how you can see it. Yeah, so I think we agree on Aaron's. What is it? Good idea, bad pitch.
Good idea, bad pitch.
Good idea, bad pitch. Yeah.
Rick and Morty for that one, man.
Oh yeah, dude. So going on more like after Grisha kills all of them and he's pleading to Aaron, eventually like starts talking to Zeke. And Zeke is a little taken back. Like
he looks shocked.
Yeah, like
shocked and really sad. He looks like somebody who avoided their parents their whole life after they left, and then like they never got a chance to come back together,
Yeah, and like make amends.
Yeah, and now he looks like somebody who's like really in regret for kind of holding on to that grudge for. I mean, your entire life, really,
And he's kind of got that, like, deer in the headlights, like, holy crap,
wow.
Like, what is happening? And then Grisha says, I'm sorry, I was a terrible father, I've always made you suffer. And then they hug, and he tells him, I love you.
And
Zeke...
not ready for that.
No, that was pretty rough. And Zeke, he closes his eyes, like, he's crying, like, he's sad. Well, it's a happy kind of thing. But then this was what threw me. That he says, Zeke, stop Aaron.
Stop Aaron.
So even Grisha agrees with Zeke.
Well, that's because Grisha has seen what Aaron does.
True.
We don't know what Aaron does.
Right. Because he can see further than we're allowed to. Well, what's been written for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen what Aaron's going to do. But we can imagine that it's going to be horrifying.
He might actually cause the rumbling.
Yeah, he might. Well, I mean, I don't know. That sounds worse than the rumbling. Because the rumbling, when they talked about it, was just supposed to be like a plan of power.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
show. Yeah. I got the big stick now.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of thing.
But maybe he uses it to just take out Marley.
Well, that's what he wants, isn't it? Like, he hates Marley. Well,
I think
he's mad at the world.
Just wants to be left alone.
True.
I think he wants to be, he wants him and all the people on Paradise Island and all the Eldians in the ghettos, all across the world to be free.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna settle for anything less.
No.
He's gonna fight until he dies, and then he even says it. He's going to continue fighting after he dies.
Yeah.
You just got to think like the willpower that might come with memories.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if that's just built up and like that's he's just a collection of all these people who are striving towards like the same goal, and like that's why it's so intense.
And that's what's like pushing him, propelling him forward to go throughout. Let me go with his plans, but it always goes to the thing like, is it even his plans? And nah.
I mean, I feel like it is his plan because it's kind of tailor-made to a certain situation. The problem there.
Very true. Okay, that's a good point.
Like the past couldn't have. I mean, I guess they could have foreseen this. So maybe it's not, but that'd be quite the plan. Like I guess it'd be nice to have other people's input. You know, you have the memories of somebody else. You can always refine and alter that same plan. So maybe it's one of the past holders' plans that, you know, had some new age twists put on it.
Well, after he tells him to stop Eren, they kind of break this dream sequence. And Eren, like we said earlier, he's the one chained up.
He's chained up.
So he clearly wasn't in control, I don't think.
As far as we know.
Yeah. And then I guess it's just Zeke is kind of just
he's done fucking around.
Yeah.
He's ready to get it done. He's scared is what it is.
Who? Zeke or Eren? Zeke. Yeah.
Yeah. You can see where is it? When right before Zeke tells Ymir to take away the reproduction rights of all the Eldians, the panel right above that, Zeke looks fucking terrified.
He's just like
he's got his mouth in like a big grimace. His eyes are wide open. Like he's looking at a terrifying fate.
Which is interesting for like Zeke, was we see as this villain. It's like he's scared. Like he's shaking in his boots about. I guess maybe it's his demeanor. It's more of like because Eren has been building this plan and he's been going through with his plan that's kind of messed up, and so I mean, yes, we can all trace it back to being Zeke's fault in the very beginning. Like he started all this. But really, Eren if Eren didn't tell his dad to do it, we wouldn't be where we are.
No, but
then again, they'd still be in like this.
They'd still the Marley warriors, right? They would still be attacking,
and yeah, that's true.
If anything, they probably would have all been dead by now.
Yeah, and that was the plan, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they were to keep going until they got the founding titan.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's what they were hunting. Yeah. So
I mean, either way, the Rice family was dead.
Yeah, they were gonna die.
I mean, they were gonna die by
Grisha or
the Marleyans.
Yeah. Yeah. So Zeke calls for the order, and Ymir, which is very interesting. The little girl thing, I like that. I kind of like that. It's like, wait, is that Ymir?
That's Ymir.
That's Ymir.
That's Ymir.
Yeah.
That's the great.
The
Titan.
The children of Ymir.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember who it was, but they asked me, there was like, how did like the 9 Titans come to be? Or they didn't say 9 Titans. They don't know there's 9 Titans because they just watched the anime. But they were like, I'm guessing that like 9 different people ate Ymir's body, like split it up. And like that's why we have 9 different Titans. Yeah. Because clearly, like all of the Titans, like they're kind of like a transformer in a way. Like they're meant to be put together. Because if you put them all together, like, you have the ultimate killing machine.
We can only imagine what a Titan with
With
all.
exactly.
Oh, man.
So when she asked me that, I was like, even I don't know that answer, but that's a good,
that would be interesting. I mean, I'm sure we'll find out. In fact, we may even find out a lot when he touches Ymir.
True.
Like, because he's got the founding Titan.
Right.
And, I mean...
And the founder, he's going to touch the founder.
Exactly. So I'm thinking maybe we'll see some memories at the very least of, you know, like past what she saw when she was still alive. I mean, at the very least, hopefully we see something from Ymir. I'd be kind of disappointed if he touched her
and just nothing happened.
And nothing happened. Yeah.
He just like shoves her to the ground.
Yeah, just like tells her not to do that.
And she's just like, all right, chill.
Okay,
damn.
yeah, God.
Just like a child on the floor. Just like, why did you push me?
Yeah, I mean, but I'm really expecting like big things next chapter. Like this one was big.
Yeah, which we thought the last one was big.
Yeah, right. Like this one is.
It's like this is
like twice that.
Like the rising action. This whole chapter was more rising
action, and I'm expecting more rising action.
For sure, because Eren rips out of the chains, rips his thumb off.
I mean, rips his thumb off, man. Like
that's
dedication.
Like,
dedication.
And he's just running for Ymir. And maybe I'm reading too much into it, but like Ymir has her eyes closed at the very end.
She does have her eyes closed.
Like.
She does.
I don't know if there's any significance to that, but that really stood out to me.
Oh my! Maybe he'll wake her up.
Maybe she's in this trance of just like doing what.
Maybe it's because of like the founder's will, or the king's will.
The king's will.
Yeah. I mean, can we assume that all the founders are here somewhere, in like this land?
Oh. Because everybody up until now has been royal blood.
Royal blood, yeah. Do you think whenever they used the power, like they would
go into this area?
Yeah, I mean, because that's what they're trying to use the founding Titan power, and that's where they ended up. So would not all of them be there? I mean, and because it's a place not in time, they can all exist at the same time. Yeah.
And when Eren did use the founding and when he punched that one Titan, Grisha's first wife. Yeah. When he punched her, it did look like this, like weird, ethereal kind of like
he went there for a split second.
Yeah, and then because as soon he just punched her, he didn't hold her.
Exactly.
It was like he went real quick, and then it gave the command or whatever, or kind of gave the command to Ymir, and she
then just
did it and
left
because Zeke did a command.
Yes.
And then Ymir has to follow through.
Right.
So maybe that happened, and it was just like super quick because it was a punch or whatever. But that makes sense to me.
I mean, I don't know if maybe I'm reaching with that, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I feel like
be interesting. I mean, you could, you pull out any number of people out of a,
And one of the last things I like of stopping was no one in this world has been capable of stopping the founder Ymir once she moves.
Right.
That's pretty ominous.
I mean, there's a first time for everything.
True.
There's a first time for everything.
And though Zeke is royal, Eren has the founding
Titan.
So
you would think he would be the one in control.
Yeah, but again, it's like who, Eren or Zeke?
Eren.
Because he owns the Titan.
He has the Titan, yes.
But it's also that thing like you need to
have the royal blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ymir must have royal blood, right?
She is royal. Yeah. She is royal. She is the royal.
Exactly. So maybe
when he touches her, it's kind of
Is Eren not about to bleed on her?
Yeah. Is he reaching with his right hand?
Yes.
With his 4 fingers?
Yeah, you can see the blood on his hand.
What's the significance of blood?
Or do you need the royal's blood on you?
Yes.
Okay.
Royal's blood or touching.
I mean, he's not about to like knock out this child, is he?
just,
Yeah, I mean, if he needs blood, like
you can get his blood.
He can get it. I mean, maybe.
Back to that of like you saying like he's gonna wake her up. She's gonna
up.
open her eyes. Like
honestly, that's the scariest thought.
What if she opens her eyes and she's just like, whew, what have you guys been doing? And she just turns off the Titan.
Tripping
Real hard.
Turns all the Eldians into Titans.
Either that or turns them all, just removes the Titan ability
altogether. I guess then there's no reason to keep Eldians in ghettos at that point, right?
Yeah, because
I still feel like they're still gonna be kept in ghettos. Because not shit changes.
Well, it's like saying like, hey, we're cool now.
Right, like
I don't know.
We still don't like you guys, so.
And also, that's just society. Like how you can't break that.
Exactly. Like,
society
that's not just gonna change.
Hundreds of years.
Exactly. So that's not just gonna change overnight. Even if they can't suddenly turn into Titans anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they never would unless you injected them with spinal fluid, which I'd imagine most Eldians aren't about to do that.
They're not gonna trip into spinal fluid.
Exactly. So like, there's really no reason to keep them locked up like that anyway, other than the society and fear.
What if Ymir gets out
of there?
Yeah. And like Ymir's back. The god Ymir is back.
Look, man, I can't. I don't know.
And as we know, in the real world,
I don't even.
Well, didn't Ymir bring Zeke back?
Yeah. I mean,
and there was
he wasn't dead yet, but like, I mean, he was really fucked up.
He was dead.
No, he wasn't dead. He was like alive, but
we still don't know what's going on with Levi. That's a whole other thing.
He was really fucked up. Yeah. I will say he was like super fucked up.
Who, Levi or Zeke?
Both. I mean, yeah, but we haven't seen Levi yet, so like we can assume he's. Well, actually,
I say Levi's dead.
I actually saw from the point that Levi, did the Thunder Spear to now, it's like a couple hours at most.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Zeke immediately like got up and was like, "All right, let's bounce."
Like we gotta go to Shiganshina. Yeah. So like, it makes sense for Levi not to be back yet.
I think
he's
Levi's
not a Titan.
I say Levi's dead.
I
genuinely
don't say Levi.
I don't.
Dead,
I mean, I don't want him to be dead, but
I would have rather him just told us he was dead then and there than have it be dragged.
There's a long drawn out, just to be like, oh no, he's dead.
No, he's dead. I mean, he's not coming back.
Or like paralyzed or something. I think he's dead.
Look, I'd be more okay with him being paralyzed than I would be with him being like dead straight up.
So you're just gonna have like this like real intense dude in a wheelchair? Like,
I mean, look, man, it's Levi. It's Levi. He's not gonna go out like that.
I don't think
Levi is too popular of a character to go out like that. I mean, not that popularity.
So was Sasha, but look what happened.
Sasha was supposed to die sooner.
What?
I read something on that. You remember when she went back to her hometown and stabbed that Titan in the eye? She was supposed to die then.
What?
But the editor of that chapter told the author, like, please, like, he said he read that and went into the bathroom and cried for like an hour until the author agreed to like not kill her.
Yo,
yet.
what the fuck?
Yes.
What a weird move. Like, I'm gonna cry in the bathroom until you change the story.
So let me just say, like, that, like, she was popular.
I mean, yeah,
that saved her.
But
enough.
I just look. His name is Asayama. Isayama.
Yeah.
Hajime Isayama.
Isayama, I think it is. Yeah.
It's a little twisted because I like Sasha a lot.
Yeah. She was supposed to die soon,
which is very interesting because she was like the comedic relief.
Yeah.
And once she dies, like it gets real dark.
Yeah.
That was like right after the Marley. Yeah, that whole.
Yeah, I mean that was
right after
that
the
was like
flashbacks
the end of the Marley arc.
I'm still upset about that.
Yeah, no, like, so I don't think you can ever get past it, man. Because like, she's potato girl. First season, like you like everybody can relate to that.
Because everybody was super mean to Aaron, but she was like, "You want a snack?" Like
she everybody was in the lineup
and she was eating.
The dude was yelling at somebody else, and she just bites a potato out of nowhere. Like who can't relate to that? Like, oh yeah, rip Sasha. Her birthday was just a couple days
was
ago.
It really?
Actually, yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
That really actually messed me up like pretty bad. And also because I was just like, I actually kind of like Gabby. Like I like that character. And then she did that.
I feel really, I have really mixed emotions because I feel bad for her because she is learning that she was just fucking
She was brainwashed. Hard. Yeah.
Hard, yeah.
I forgot, what was it? Like they were protecting Falco and she was just like, oh no. It was that little girl who was like, I know you guys are Marlians and I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you're still people. You're my friends.
She found out that they were the ones that killed Sasha. And then...
Oh, yeah, because that was Sasha's family.
Her dad found out, and her dad was still nice to her.
Like, for a second, like, she immediately, like, once they found out, she got real defensive and was like, I'm ready to kill you guys. But he was just like, it's okay. And she was just like, you know, like kill with kindness. Like she didn't know how to react.
No,
she's like, whoa, this is weird.
I mean, she came to this place expecting to find nothing but evil
monsters.
Yeah. And I mean, she says it herself. Like, there's no monsters on that island.
There's no monsters.
God! Maybe Aaron and Zeke, and
we'll see.
I don't think Armin's a monster.
No.
He's still a good guy.
But again, it goes to the. You reminded me of like that maybe he's not 100% Armin anymore.
Yeah.
What's the girl's name? The girl Titan?
Annie.
I was gonna say Yanny. But Annie. Like, where's Annie? Like, I want to see. Didn't he forget about her?
I don't know if he forgot, if he's just saving it. But like we've seen, I want to say recently, but like I don't know how recent because you know a chapter is every month. But in one of the last few chapters, maybe like 10 up to 10 chapters back, it's like almost a year. Like they go and visit. Armin goes and visits Annie,
and doesn't somebody's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
it was that bald kid,
Connie.
He was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Huh? No, I'm just."
But apparently Bertold and Annie had a thing.
A little lovey-lovey.
It's interesting to see, and I've also seen that Armin gets less decisive after taking in Bertold.
You told me about that he was like. Before it was like, we need a plan. Here's a plan.
Right, and even if he couldn't come up with a plan right then and there, he was still thinking about a plan. And now it just seems like he's just kind of doing whatever he's told. Like he doesn't really think of anything on his own.
Just like
anymore.
Bertold was a little coward. Yeah. Just a little like yes or no sir.
He even had to. Bertold even had to be told about Reiner. You know, think for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, don't just wait.
And even that caused like which I loved that part. Like that Bertold like. He had a mental split of like everybody's telling me basically like you need to man up, and so he had another personality that was manned up.
Oh, you're talking about Reiner.
Am I talking about Reiner?
Yeah, because he had like the split personalities. Like he was a warrior and a soldier.
Right.
Yeah. Because like it was basically like Marlian and
an Eldian.
An Eldian, like because he was training and living with these people for years.
Reiner's the Colossal.
He's the
Armored.
How do you not know these names yet?
I always get him confused.
Yeah.
But Bertold was the one who had the split, or no, it was Reiner.
Reiner.
It was Reiner.
Reiner, yeah.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Never mind.
Reiner, yeah.
But yeah, Bertold was always.
Bertold would look at that motherfucker sometimes like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like, what are you serious right now?
And then he'd also be like, "What do we do?" And like,
yeah,
he'd have to wait for Reiner to come up with a plan.
Yeah. Bertold just kind of waited around, did whatever he was told.
Even whenever they're like in the middle of combat,
yeah.
Remember, he looked at him and he was like, "Now, like, do it, like now, come on!" And he was like, "Oh, okay."
So I mean, yeah, it's interesting to see the way like the characters go from themselves to more like diluted versions of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're still them, but like not as much, you know.
They're slowly not being eaten away, but like just replaced.
You can I guess the more you remember, the less, you know, the more you are not yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, if he remembers the whole life of Bertold, he'd also have to, you know, cope with that.
Yeah.
With the, you know, all the memories of himself
And all the regret as well.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of memories, you can picture the feelings you have with those memories.
Mm.
So, you know, if Bertold was feeling, you know, love towards Annie, for example,
yeah.
Armin could feel the same way, even though it's not really his feelings.
No,
it's still, you know, it's what he is feeling right now.
Yeah, but and it can also bring a lot of confusion. It's like,
yes,
why? Like, why do I feel like? I mean, we know Bertold. This is all theory, just speculation. But it's like, he's like, why do I feel the need to come over here?
Yeah.
And even Connie was like, what are you doing here? He was just like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, it's kind of like he's sleepwalking a little bit. Like, I just kind of ended up here, consciously came here, but don't know why.
Why? Yeah.
It's kind of like walking in a room and forgetting why you went in there. And you're just kind of standing like, huh, that's weird.
Interesting to see what he does with Annie.
Yeah.
He could do, he could do a lot still.
I loved Annie. I thought it was going to be this, like, you know, Aaron and Annie, boy, girl, Titan. This is before we knew there was, like, 7 other Titans.
Yeah. Like, wow, there's 2 Titans?
Yeah, because we didn't know Colossal and Armored were people yet.
We pretty much assumed, you know, because, well, at least with the Armored, because the Armored ran.
And it was very, it was like, and they were very deliberate. Like, all the other ones
shouldered the gate.
All the other Titans kind of do, like, this weird, like, hop kind of run-ish thing. But, like, very this one was creepy. Like, I'm setting up to run, and boom, boom, boom. Very human. Ram into the wall. And, I mean, the Colossal just kind of moved.
You hardly even see the Colossal, so I mean, it's hard to say that he's a person until Aaron gets that.
Actually, I kind of thought he was kind of early on once we saw Aaron transform.
Yeah.
Because I was like, how is this Titan disappearing?
Just disappearing right away.
Poof.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of weird. And then seeing Aaron go down from being him after he got a little more, like, not gooder, better at, like, detightening. When he got better at detightening, it was pretty quick. You know, he left a shell, but it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I was like, I mean, if a well-trained Titan person could very quickly just turn it off. And the Colossal, because every time he would disappear, it's just a huge puff of steam.
Yeah.
And the Colossal literally just, like, kind of evaporates because it's because he's so hot or he's so big. He's so big, and
I think it's because he's so big and because he's so hot.
He just puts out just, like, so much heat.
It's like the more heat, you know, here.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a lot of heat here and you make it, you know, bigger, it's going to be more heat.
And even with the same amount of heat, just expanded. It's so yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Interesting chapter.
Yeah.
Let's wait another month.
Yeah, I mean, we've covered everything.
Covered everything
I really wanted to talk about. Yep.
All right, I guess that was. I mean, are you good?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So
I guess that's our first episode.
Yeah.
Of chapter 121.
121. Attack on Titan.
I guess stick around.
Good ass chapter.
Dude, good ass chapter. Good ass manga.
Chapter, yes.
I've yet to watch season 3, and I know
season 3 was so good. I mean, it was. I'm disappointed with the censoring.
Oh, really? What censoring? What happened?
So, I mean, there's always Attack on Titan's kind of gory.
It's a little much.
But one scene in particular really stands out. It's when Levi's fighting the Beast Titan. Mm-hmm. He cuts him out, and when he cuts him out, all his limbs are chopped off. Yeah. And
looks like sushi.
You see smoke. It's just like you see arm smoke.
In the manga, in
the anime, yeah. And then, like, I will say they did it a little. They they did the sword through the eye.
Oh, really?
They did that justice. You don't see it straight on, but you get like a really good feeling for it. Like it does a quick cut from like seeing the sword in his mouth to like a squishy sound and squirt of blood, and then you see like just like the corner of his eye
on the blade.
Okay. Yeah, so like they do that one justice. Like that was good, but when he cut him out, I was like it was just the smoke takes away from like everything else. Like you see that
he was covered in blood.
Yeah, like you see that and your eyes just instantly goes to like the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's because it's too. It's not subtle at all.
No.
Like it's obvious
because they can't show decapitation.
Yeah, and I mean
I'm sure they can't. I'm sure they can't show it of anything. I was gonna say like of a humanoid figure.
I mean, I don't know, man, but like, it's not. I've seen worse. I don't know where, but I've seen worse.
Well, like I found out when I was reading Goblin Slayer, it's like you just gotta kind of be careful when you're reading a manga in public.
Yeah.
Because even on like I'm reading Dead Man Wonderland right now, like that gets pretty gory.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, like I know if the anime continued, it wouldn't be like that.
I mean, I wish, especially because like I know in Japan it probably plays just on on television, but I'm sure a lot of people also watch it on like streaming services and stuff, which have a lot less restrictions than television.
Yeah.
I wish they would, because I was watching. I even saw a Blu-ray copy of it. Still had the censoring. Well, I wish they would have done like.
But I think it's because they make it that
version,
way.
I
mean,
an uncensored version.
Think of the money.
Huh?
It just costs more money to make two different versions.
But like, it wouldn't be like even like just the particular scene I'm talking about wouldn't have cost that much more to instead of doing like
the smoke
lines of smoke like just stubs
and it also might just be like a consistency thing. It's like we don't want
at this point to be
maybe, like PG or whatever.
I'm pretty sure they've censored it throughout the entire thing,
right? Because it's just so it's so popular. It's like, oh man, when he cut him up and all his limbs are like, what? It was a smoke. And it's like, what?
Smoke?
There's like there would be a disconnect.
Yeah.
With somebody who watched it on TV and another person watched it streaming.
True. I mean, but there's a disconnect now from people who've read the manga and people who've, like if I strictly watch the anime, like, and like, okay, let me just say, I hate censoring not just of Attack on Titan. I was watching, it was an anime called Blood Sea, and this had the worst censoring
I think you told me
I've
about
ever seen.
it.
I did.
Yeah.
Like literally half the screen would just be like it would be like a bright light, like a bright flash of light whenever somebody would get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like don't even bother making it at that point. Like if you're just gonna like if you're gonna take like half of the screen away during a shot, like, don't even bother. Like just like I enjoyed it. But it was too much.
There also is something else to, not at the risk of sounding sadistic, but like reading a manga and it's like it is super violent. Like Goblin Slayer, for example, like
super
him slaughtering goblins, like that looks cool.
Yeah.
And because it's not a person, cool. But then like watching it, I think they did kind of okay. Okay, they cut down on the blood a little bit. I watched the first 3 episodes. And it was cool. It was like, it's still pretty bloody. Yeah. But that is part of it. Is like, not the gore, but just the violence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, and when you take that away, you're taking away like a core part of whatever, because that's part of the story.
And it also shows like how strong is this character? How violent is this villain? Like how evil is this villain? Like, because if you just show like off camera a bang and then the person's on the floor and then he's just like ha ha ha, or you show him just like pale face, just straight face shooting the person. It's like that says a lot different to a tone.
That's true.
So
I will say Attack on Titan has a good medium for censorship with violence in that anytime a Titan's hurt, like a Titan shifter, you can steam it up because that's how they heal.
True.
That's exactly how they heal.
In the universe, there is a reason.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's easy to, when Z got his limbs cut off, we can just make it smoke, because.
But in actuality, like, yeah, he was healing, but in the manga, like, there's a lot less steam.
Yeah.
Substantially less steam.
less steam. Yes. Like I mean, yeah. Like, you see like little but
Yeah.
I mean his arms are visibly cut off.
Yeah, and like you see his bones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate to say it, but like that's part of the appeal
Yeah.
to me.
It
like,
sounds really twisted.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's like
get you.
I watch My Hero Academia for different reasons.
Yeah.
But like I was drawn to Attack on Titan because of as one of the the first episode had an insane amount of like
cracking a woman in half, like an egg.
like gore, like violence. And I mean, I don't want to say that I like violence, but I like violence sometimes.
Humans like violence.
I mean, it's like I said, it's part of the allure of certain genres, and especially Attack on Titan. Like you could not have this without violence.
The whole problem with Attack on Titan is how they just eat, and they're super bloody, and it's like what actually pulled me to Attack on Titan is that picture. I think I saw it from the manga of just like Eren covered in blood.
Yeah,
and it was like Titan blood steams and evaporates quickly.
Yeah.
So this is human blood. I was like, oh, I don't know what anime this is, but I want to watch this anime.
Oh man, yeah. I started watching it. I had a friend who had watched the first season, and it was on Adult Swim. So I watched. I think it was like the third episode with him, and like I was just hooked. Like I started back from the beginning, and like as soon as I caught up to the anime, I started reading the manga. Cause like by the time I caught up, I mean, it was pretty close to season 2, I think. But I mean, crazy stuff, and even some of the side stories.
It's even that's interesting.
I can't even remember like what. Levi had one that was like really interesting, and they even in season 3 or season 2 actually they kind of get into that a little bit. You see Erwin go down into the underground city,
and it's like,
do
you? I don't think we know that Levi was a street rat until like season 3.
No, we see that in season 2 with Kenny. I'm just remembering
that was season 2. What?
Yeah.
Kenny doesn't get introduced until season 3.
No, he was in season...
No?
Am I tripping?
You're tripping.
I'm tripping.
Because remember, there was a big... Kenny had guns.
Season 2 was real short. Okay.
Yeah, Kenny had the guns, and it was a big thing with the guns. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Season 3. That was
part 1 of season 3. Okay.
Right, yeah.
I'm trying to remember if we see Levi... No, I don't... Because, like, in that story, he has some friends who die, and he gets recruited by Erwin to join the military.
Oh, yes! I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And, like, Levi was kind of like a teenager.
Yeah,
like,
he was
a real young
definitely
boy.
Younger, yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if they showed that in the anime or not. I want to say they incorporated at least some of it in there. Maybe not all of it.
I don't remember.
It might be in season 3.
I haven't seen season 3.
It might be in season 3.
But I remember that. And, like, I'm pretty sure it was season 3.
It might be. But I want to say they incorporated that a little bit. And that was a really good...
Oh no, I liked his backstory.
Story, yeah.
And if you like read chapter 1 to chapter 121, of course the story is different and stuff, but there is a really big shift in tone in the story. Like I would say like during the Battle of Shiganshina is kind of when it started changing, and it turned a lot darker. But I was like,
it got a lot more real.
Yeah,
it went from being like almost like a fantasy world, like this, we're the last ones left.
Horror of like these creatures.
Okay, so it's not a fantasy world. It's just the real world.
And we've been exiled.
We've been exiled, and I mean nobody
cares,
and everybody wants to attack us.
Yeah, they all want to attack the Titan,
especially now that they know that they know. All right. It's over. It's over.
Yeah. Attack the
Titan. I see. That took me a minute. Okay.
Shingeki no Kyojin,
Huh?
Attack Titan.
I wish they could see the way I'm looking at you.
Yeah, there's a lot of malicious. Like we were talking about malicious intent. Yeah.
Like I said, I like violence sometimes.
But no, I think it was a good chapter.
Great.
Can't wait till next month.
No, I wish it wasn't a month away.
Well, anyway, we'll be here to talk about it, and
so much going on.
I guess they'll hear from us next. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm real bad at like hanging up the phone. So
We'll
I'm
see.
bad at exits. I bet.
Okay.
So.
Fuck you guys.
Sure.
We'll see you later.
Yeah. Take care though.